All right, check it out. We're looking at the Acer Aspire 1. This is actually one of the best-selling netbooks of all time, and this is the new redesigned version. Now, originally when the Acer Aspire 1 came out, it literally outsold the iPhone. It was like the most popular thing on the planet. It like sparked the whole netbook thing. Like, you know, the Triple E came out, and that was the big deal, but the Acer 1 was the one that like sold through the roof, like millions and millions of copies. It was absolutely ridiculous. And here's the new one. Check it out. It's really, really cool. It's basically kind of the same thing, but they redesigned it, and it's got a couple really new important features, and I'll tell you those in just a second. But let's go through the specs. Now, first of all, it is still 10.1 inch, 1024 by 600 lines of resolution, but here's one of the differences. It's an LED-backed LCD screen instead of being a straight LCD. So what does that do? Well, it's going to give you great image quality, obviously, but on top of that, it's going to save you some power, so you're going to get a longer battery life out of this little netbook, which is really cool because they're so portable, they're so small, you want to take them with you everywhere. You don't want to be taking the charger with you. You want them to be extremely portable, so that's a really good advantage on the new ones. Now, it has an N450 Atom processor, which is just about the same as the N270, but it is the next generation. That is also going to save you a little bit of power, and it's a little tiny bit faster. Instead of being 1.6 gigahertz, it's actually 1.66 gigahertz, so not much of a frequency increase, but you do get a little bit more speed. It also has 1 gigabyte of DDR2 and a 160 gigabyte SATA hard drive. Now, let's get to the part that makes this thing impressive before I take you for the real tour, and it's right here on the back. It's this battery. Incredible 6-cell battery. Now, these things are still basically the same price that they were before, but now they have this slightly larger 6-cell battery. And when you're looking at a little netbook like this that literally has a 4-watt processor and wastes very little power to begin with, when you throw a big 6-cell battery on there, you get over 8 hours of computing time. So imagine carrying this thing with you everywhere, and you don't have to worry about taking your charger because you have an entire 8 hours of battery life. That's very, very impressive, and it's really cool. It really adds to the mobility of it, and it just really makes it fun to take with you everywhere. Now, let me take you for a quick tour. First of all, you can see it's really pretty. 10.1 inch screen, you know, 1024 by 600. Very nice keyboard. It's actually 93% keyboard. So if you remember those old keyboards that didn't have the flat keys, had the keys that kind of like rose up and then had a little platform at the top, those were awful. I don't know why people didn't do this from the beginning, but very big keyboard. You can actually type on these. It's a lot easier to use than a regular netbook. They do have a pretty good sized keyboard. It's a 93%. Another cool little feature they have on here is that the trackpad is actually seamless. There is no border or drop, but it's a very rough design. It's a very rough finish there. And then when you get to the edge of it, it goes smooth. So you know that that's where the trackpad is. It's also a multi-touch or multi-gesture trackpad, so you can pinch to zoom. You have 2-finger swipes, and all that good stuff is available. So that's very, very cool as well. Now let's go for a real tour, an actual tour, starting off from the far right-hand side. This is going to be where your AC adapter is going to go in, your 15-pin VGA, 2 USB 2.0 ports, and then nothing else until you get to over here, where basically you have indicator lights, power, battery, hard drive activity light, num lock, caps lock, and Wi-Fi antenna are all right there. And then basically nothing else on the front until you get to over this side. This is the right-hand side. You have a 5-in-1 card reader, SD, MMC, XD, all that kind of stuff. 1/8-inch audio jacks for your headphones and your microphone. The third and final USB 2.0 port, a Kensington lock, and then your 10100 Ethernet. Also, while we're talking about internet and Ethernet connectivity, this is an end-draft little system right here. So 300 megabit per second when you're on Wi-Fi is really, really nice. And you can see right there on the screen, that is Windows 7 Starter Edition. Basically just like Windows Home Premium, but you do lose a few things, and most importantly, you kind of lose the ability to change the background, but that's not a big deal, and I'm sure somebody's going to make a program that's going to let you do it. So it's an incredible little thing, and yes, the cameraman is reminding me gently by putting the camera at the webcam. This thing does have a 1.3 megapixel webcam to round out the package if you want to do some instant messaging or some Skype. It's very good for that, and it works pretty good in low light too. So there you have it, the very nice Acer Aspire 1. It's the redesigned version, and it does give you a lot of really good stuff. So if you're looking at the old one and this one maybe costs a little bit more, it's totally worth it. It's not going to cost a lot more. You're going to get more than double the battery life with the 6-cell battery. You're going to get the LED back screen. You're going to get the new processor that's more efficient and a little bit faster. The multi-gesture trackpad, the new keyboard that's really, really nice. You really want to get the keyboard. That's one of the main selling points on here. It's just so much easier to type on, 93%. So very nice netbook. If you're on the market, check it out. And that's pretty much it. If you have any questions on it, email me, and I'll see you guys next time. For more information on the Acer Aspire 1 netbook, all you got to do is type in A180-10150 into any major search engine. For Computer TV, I'm Albert.